Okay, let's unpack this. Welcome to the deep dive.
Hey there.
So today we're diving into something super practical, how you can confidently and, naturally ask for help when you're speaking English.
Yeah, we've got this great resource designed specifically for English learners.
Right. And our mission really is to pull out the best bits, the most useful phrases, the key insights, basically understanding how to ask for help effectively, and maybe more importantly, why it's such a valuable skill.
Exactly. We want to get beyond just the words. It's about why asking works, why it's powerful, especially, in a second language.
So this deep dive is definitely for you if you're anywhere from, say, a B1 level up to C1.
If you're looking to just feel a bit more comfortable, maybe navigating a new place or in a meeting or even just trying to learn better.
Yeah, this isn't about just like memorizing lists. It's about real interaction, understanding tone, and maybe the biggest piece, shifting that internal mindset.
Sort of your guide to turning those moments of, uh-oh, I need help, into actual learning opportunities.
Okay, so let's get straight into the core idea this resource hits on first, because it kind of flips the script on how we often think about this,
Right. It starts right off by saying, asking for help. It's not weakness.
which can feel, well, it can feel like the opposite sometimes, can it? That fear of looking silly or like you didn't understand.
Totally. But this material frames it as being smart. Actually smart.
How so? What's the reasoning there?
Well, it points out that asking shows you're actually engaged. You care enough to want clarity.
Okay, that makes sense.
It shows you want to improve, whether it's understanding a task or just finding your way. And honestly, shows courage. It takes guts to speak up when you're unsure.
And the benefits listed, they're pretty significant, especially for language learning. You get vocabulary right when you need it.
Oh, absolutely. That context is gold. It makes things stick so much better than just like a word list.
Yeah. And it forces you into actual conversation practice.
Which is what it's all about. Plus, you connect with people, build that comfort level, and every time you ask and get help, boom, confidence boost.
The resource uses these really relatable examples, doesn't it? Like being lost, maybe your phone dies,
Yeah, the classic tourist nightmare. What do you do then?
or being in a meeting or a class and you just miss something important.
Right. And it contrasts that choice. Stay quiet, you probably get more confused, or take that little leap and just ask. It really frames asking as this proactive step for growth.
Okay, so if we buy into that, asking is smart, asking is good, how do we actually do it? What are the words? The resource gets practical here.
Yeah, it moves from the why right into the how. It lays out these like core, polite, and natural ways to start that request.
The absolute go-to, I guess, is, excuse me, could you help me, please?
Yep. Simple, clear, works pretty much everywhere. Polite.
Then there's one that adds a little softness, acknowledging you might be interrupting slightly.
I'm sorry to bother you, but I need some help. Yeah, that sorry to bother you often feels really friendly and considerate. The source points that out.
And for maybe something a bit more formal, or asking someone to do something specific.
Would you mind helping me with this? That would you mind is such a key politeness marker in English, isn't it?
Definitely. And what about something quicker, more informal, like asking for a quick favor?
Can you give me a hand? That's perfect for that. Like if you need help carrying something or figuring out a simple task.
And the material flags up a cultural point, too, about places like the UK.
Oh yeah, that's a great tip. It says starting with excuse me or I'm sorry to bother you isn't just polite there. It's often kind of expected. It just sets a really positive tone right away.
It helps to see them in action. The resource gives examples like, excuse me, could you help me find the train station?
Right, the classic I'm lost scenario.
Or using the sorry to bother you one. I'm sorry to bother you, but I don't understand this form. Could you explain it to me? See how it flows right into the specific problem.
Smooth. And with, would you mind? Would you mind pointing me in the direction of the museum?
It's amazing how just those few extra words, excuse me, would you mind, totally change the feel from a demand to like a polite request.
Exactly. It makes the other person much more willing to engage, It's the packaging.
And it doesn't just list phrases, right? It shows them in dialogues.
Yeah, the role play scenarios. The Lost in London one is a good example. It contrasts a basic way with a slightly more advanced way.
Okay, so the basic one is pretty direct.
Yeah. Excuse me, could you help me? I'm looking for Oxford Street. Then a simple answer and thank you very much. Straightforward.
And the advanced one, how does that differ?
They use a slightly more nuanced language, still polite. Hi there, sorry to bother you. I'm a bit lost. Do you happen to know how I can get to Oxford Street? That do you happen to know just adds another layer of indirectness, which sounds very natural.
Okay, a bit softer.
Yeah. And the response might be warmer, too. Yeah, of course. Just walk down this road. And the thank you is more elaborate. Perfect. Thanks a lot. Really appreciate it.
So it shows you can vary it a bit, depending on the situation or how comfortable you feel.
Precisely. Still clear, still effective, just different flavors.
And there's a tip in there about practicing aloud.
Oh, yeah. Crucial tips. Say them out loud. If you have audio, shadow the voices. Get your mouth and ears used to the rhythm, the intonation. It really helps.
Okay, moving beyond general phrases. The resource talks about context, right? Asking for help isn't one size fits all.
Not at all. How you ask for directions is very different from asking for, say, clarification in a work meeting. Context is everything.
So it breaks it down by situation.
Like for work or school, where understanding is key, you need phrases for clarification. Things like, could you clarify that part again, please?
Or if you just didn't hear properly.
I didn't quite catch that. Can you repeat it? Super useful. Or, would you mind explaining what that means for new terms or ideas?
Right, those are vital in professional or academic settings. What about, say, in a shop?
Needs are different there, aren't they? More about products or finding things, so you get, excuse me, do you have this in a different size?
Standard shopping question.
Or the very common, can I get some assistance, please? Or, could you help me find the fitting room? Functional, direct, polite for that context.
Makes sense. And then there's the serious stuff, hospital or emergencies.
Yeah, the language shifts again. Urgency becomes key, so it might be more direct, but still framed as needing help. Like, I need help, it's urgent.
Okay, clarity first there.
Exactly. Or, can you call an ambulance, please? Or maybe, I don't feel well, could someone assist me? The core is still asking for help, but the language adapts dramatically to the seriousness and context.
So we've got the good phrases, how they change. What about the don'ts? The resource mentions common mistakes.
Yes, definitely. And the number one mistake highlighted is being too direct or blunt. It can easily sound rude in English, even if you don't mean it to.
Like what? What are the examples?
Well, they give intentionally stark examples like, give me that, or tell me this now.
Oof, yeah, you hear those and immediately think demand, not request.
Precisely. So the resource really hammers home the importance of softening your requests. It's just the fundamental part of polite English.
And it brings back those key softening phrases again.
It does, reinforcing them. Would you mind? Could you please? And that lovely, slightly longer one. I was wondering if you could help me.
It really drills down on politeness being powerful.
It absolutely is. It makes the interaction smoother, more positive, and frankly, more likely to succeed.
Okay, so we've got the language sorted, the good, the bad, the context. But there's another layer the resource really focuses on, isn't there? The mindset.
Ah, yes. This might be the most important part for many learners, because often it's not that you don't know the phrase, it's that you feel too shy or embarrassed.
Or just scared of making a mistake. That feeling is so real.
It really is. But the source material tackles these fears head on. It reminds you, look, people usually aren't judging your English nearly as harshly as you are.
That's probably true.
Most people are actually quite happy to help if they can. And mistakes, they're not failures. They're proof you're trying. They're essential for learning.
And it suggests a specific way to reframe that inner voice.
Yeah, I love this part. When your brain says, oh, I'm going to bother them, consciously switch it. Think instead, I'm learning, I'm growing. I'm being brave right now by using my English.
Focusing on the positive action, not the potential negative reaction.
Exactly. It shifts the focus from fear of judgment to your own progress and courage. The resource suggests this simple shift can really change your willingness to actually speak up.
So pulling it all together now, we understand why it's smart to ask. We have the practical phrases for different situations. We know the pitfalls to avoid. And we've got this idea of cultivating a braver mindset. How does the resource wrap this up?
Well, it does a quick recap of those key points. Polite phrases, applying them in real life, avoiding bluntness, the power of confidence.
And brings it back to the listener, to you listening now.
Yeah, encouraging you to actually apply it. It uses a listening challenge with a little dialogue as an example.
Like the ticket machine one.
Exactly. Excuse me, I'm not sure how to use this ticket machine. Could you help me?
Followed by the helpful reply. Of course, you just insert your card here, then select your destination.
And the grateful close. Oh, I see. Thanks a lot. That's really helpful. The idea is you listen, understand it, maybe repeat it. Even try rephrasing it yourself. Practice.
Which sets up the final kind of provocative thought this material leaves us with.
Right. It basically throws down a friendly challenge. Go out there this week and find one opportunity, even a small one, to ask for help in English. Just try it.
Put the theory into practice.
Mm-hmm. And the final powerful reminder is just don't be afraid. Asking for help isn't some weakness you need to cover up.
It's a strength.
It really is. A strength that opens doors, helps you learn faster, builds connections.
So maybe think about that this week.
Yeah.
Where's one small situation you could choose courage over shyness and just ask?
Yeah.
Well, thanks for joining us for this deep dive into asking for help.
Yeah, great stuff. And remember what this resource makes so clear. You're definitely not alone if you find this tricky sometime.
Not at all.
But you are learning, you are improving. Every single time you use your English, even just to ask a simple question, you're getting better. Seriously.
Absolutely. So keep learning, keep practicing, and keep connecting. We'll dive deep again with you next time.